Hello, everyone. This is Jim Ransom. I've got another edition of Morning Jim for you where we read poems that are of interest, certainly to me and hopefully for you as well. Today's title is Winter Poems Number 2. Since last week's Morning Jim readings about winter, guess what? Winter has gotten worse or better, depending on how much you like it. I know that in my state of origin, Iowa, they are in the throes of a major blizzard right now. It is snowing and windy in Kansas. And now we have a winter storm warning for western Pennsylvania set to begin tomorrow afternoon, continuing for 24 hours. For my listeners in Scotland, I haven't checked, but I can almost see the snow on the Highland Mountains. And with your short winter days, you may also be in the mood for another round of winter poems, or not. But we have to smile and put up with it because there's not much we can do about winter. It can be our friend or our enemy, depending on how we think about it. So, how are we going to start this out? Well, we're going to start with a well-known song from Shakespeare's As You Like It. The song is called Blow, Blow, Thou Winter Wind. And here it is. Blow, blow, thou winter wind, thou art not so unkind as man's ingratitude. Thy tooth is not so keen, because thou art not seen, although thy breath be rude. Hey ho, sing, hey ho, under the green holly. Most friendship is feigning, most loving mere folly. Then hey ho the holly, this life is most jolly. Freeze, freeze, thou bitter sky, that does not bite so nigh as benefits forgot. Thou, though the winter's warp, thy sting is not so sharp as friend remembered not. Hey ho, and on. There's a repetition of the chorus. Now, of course, what's going on here? Well, we are hearing Lord Amiens, a musician, sing before the Duke's company, and he's singing about the winter wind, and then he's likening that to man's ingratitude. He's tying his song into his opinion of how he's been treated. Thy tooth is not so keen, because thou art not seen, although thy breath be rude. Most friendship is feigning, most loving mere folly. And then he says, freeze, freeze, thou bitter sky, that does not bite so nigh as benefits forgot. In other words, he hasn't received adequate compensation for benefits he's given to others. Thy sting is not so sharp, he says of winter, as friend remembered not. So this song is about winter, but it's also a complaint. Now, I think it would be fun, and I may do it tomorrow, to see if I can find a YouTube version of As You Like It and hear that song in its natural habitat within Act 2 of As You Like It. And depending on what all you have to do, some of you might want to do the same thing. Look it up, And nowadays you can find anything online, has been my experience. You may have to jab and poke at your computer for a while, but there it appears. And I'm always amazed by that. Okay, the next poem I'm going to read is one that was recommended to me by my friend Ruth Moss. And Ruth also sent me a poem of her own, which was hilarious, a poem she wrote many years ago. And I had every intention of reading it, but when I went looking for it last night, I had not only failed to print it out, but now I couldn't find it on my computer. Where is it? Even my IT manager, aka my son-in-law, Christian, couldn't find it. And he said to me, Jim, you know, computers are like women. If they're not in the mood, there's nothing you can do about it. You might as well just wait it out. And he and I had a bit of a laugh, but I think I have a female computer. The next poem, as I said, is by Robert Francis, or maybe I didn't tell who the author was, but Robert Francis is a poem. He's getting to be up in years, like me. I've read some of his other poetry, and it's quite good. But this one is particularly interesting. It's called Blue Winter. Winter uses all the blues there are, one shade of blue for water, one for ice, another blue for shadows over snow. The clear or cloudy sky uses blue twice, both different blues, and hills, row after row, are colored blue, according to how far. You know the Blue Jay's double blur device shows best when there are no green leaves to show. And Sirius is a winter blue-green star. And that's the poem. Now that gives us something to think about, doesn't it? It makes us focus on all the blues, and think of that, a clever connection. Winter creates blue, including perhaps feeling blue in the classic sense. The worst manifestation of this would be called seasonal affective disorder, which keeps psychiatrists busy all winter. And a corollary of that is the fact that the suicide rate in the wintertime goes way up, sad to say. Well, we're going to end our little Winter 2 session with a poem by Stacey Murphy, another very good poet who Ruth Moss has put me on to. And Ruth, I'm reading these in honor of you, and I don't know what you did with that other poem, but would you please resend it? Maybe that's the solution. Okay, shoveling. What if, while shoveling tonight, I stop just for a moment, cease the stooping, the stabbing, groaning and lifting, turn my face skyward, close my eyes, hear the wind as my shoulders relax, the handle slack in my unclenched hands. My ghost, age 6, rides in on that wind, whispering giggles into gusts of cold, that breathless moment at the end of a wicked sled run, with flakes collecting on my eyelids like they did when I finished making snow angels. Just lying there, collecting snow. Like wishes, like potential, as they are just now, icy absolution, melting away all flaws, all complaints and infractions, guilt, real or imagined. Just so on this frosty night, we pause and are made clean, new in the world once again. I love that. I love that poem. I think it's great. I think that's a good place to end our session on a kind of upbeat note. So we'll use this opportunity to bring an end to this edition of Morning Jim. Goodbye and stay warm this week. Remember, even though we don't notice it, the days are getting shorter. No, it only seems that way. Let me restate that. The days are getting longer, little by little, and winter won't last forever. Hope you'll be with me again next week for another edition of Morning Jim. Bye now.